Let's start with expressJS, the very basic feature of Express and how we can use Express to create a simple server. Let's create a file, app.js, our entry point, open it in VS Code. Before going to the code base, let's download the expressJS, and before that, create the packagation. So npm init -y, it will create the packagation for us, and then we can install Express just as same. Okay, so start with that one. So Express, have to declare Express, then create the app Express, and now start with app.listen. Before that, create the port from the process variable. If port is available, then take that one, or say 5000. Now time to listen to that port. Call the function. I'm not giving any parameter as of now. So then I'll produce here is 6 template literal, but that's okay. So let's just try to run this one. Okay, so node app.js localhost, then 1000. Okay, it is working. Now let's first create our first API endpoint, get. So app.get, then the root one, and it will have two parameter, request and response. We can just, for testing purpose, we can just send any kind of text. That's it. Okay, restart the server again, or we can just use nodemon. Okay, so that's our first API endpoint, and that's a get one. We will in general split this API endpoint, the routing based on our we'll split this out in different controller in the routing folder. But for now, let's see the very basic one. So let's create another one, say user or say users. So now if we try to users here, and it will come hello user. So we have just created to get endpoint very easily, right? Now if you want to get the parameter, how do we get this one, right? So in this case, let's say user slash ID of the user. So we can give it here, hello user. Your ID is okay. Request dot yes dot params dot ID. Hope this should work. Let's try this out. Yep, you can see we can get the requested params from this params dot attribute from this one. Also, we have we can get the query params also. So let me try to write console log, then request dot I think request dot query will give us these details. Now how to pass this query? So go to our URL address bar and just write name equal to John or something like this one, and see the console name John, right? So here you can pass that one also. Let me make it template literal for now. Okay, so like this we can get the details also from the query parameter. Now the question comes how to do with the post method, right? So let's create one simple post method. So instead get, we'll write post here, and then we'll say user. Basically, it will create the user. So we can write user created, but we need to get the data, right? So request dot body, this should give. And also, to start with, we don't have any front-end application now, so we have to use Postman to try with our post URL endpoint. So here we have our Postman, and we will pass sample data, say username, address, this one, and it will be JSON format. If you try to hit, it will send me the response, but will not get any data in the console. To receive the body parameter, the payload from the UI, we need to create middleware using the body parser so that we can use the JSON data that's only coming from the request payload. So to do this, we will use app.use, then express.json and app.use. Let's say express dot URL encoded, and then we pass extended as true, and this should be good. As you can see, we are able to receive all this data. So that's how we receive, and we can post this data to our SQL query or Mongo query to create our data